Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a look here again at Litecoin, double check a few things here. Still looking pretty bullish on the overall sentiment. Granted, this is a bit of a macro perspective here. We can see we're kind of retesting and or potentially broken through that resistance around 125. Still too early to tell. Daily candlestick hasn't closed yet, but what we'll do is we'll update our fibs here based on local price action. Kind of see roughly where we're going to be going here next, and just help understand, again, best practice, big picture for scenarios like this, and just kind of see really, where this might go next. Again, for the most part, when it comes to coins like this that are performing very well, you don't want to try to trade against it. Okay, so again, pretty obvious the uptrend here is pretty decent, right? We're above all moving averages, a lot of good scenarios here, but we don't want to be blindly bullish either. So we'll take a look at this abstractly here and make sure we understand generally what to look for in situations like this. And just, areas of validation, invalidation, things that might help us identify either entries or, more importantly, profit targets too, right? Because I think a lot of folks, they'll forget to secure profits or not even set a take profit target on their trade, and that's very, very bad, okay? So don't be one of those persons that just jumps in willy-nilly and thinks you're the best thing ever to hit, to hit the trading scene and just to trade, with complete disregard. It makes no sense. Anyways, I teach trading. I have a trading academy, community signals group. I teach best practice in them. And again, it's all here for you. If you want, just consider joining up to whichever works best. Quick congrats to our community. Nice chain link profit there and Bitcoin profit on 2 longs. Keep in mind, the market has been giving and taking a lot of opportunities quickly. So you got to secure profits or you're just going to leave money on the table, right? Okay, so let's take a quick look at the back end data here, Litecoin, see what's going on here. First of all, when it comes to liquidation, we can see late shorts here at about 129 to 134 range. Okay, there's a bigger pocket of liquidation at 133. That's from before, back when the price action was this high. That's probably a low leverage short, but the truth is you shouldn't be shorting a coin like this that's showing a lot of strength. Granted, it did pull back, don't get me wrong, but it's still respected its local range here at like the 110 to 115. We'll look at that on the charts here in a moment. And of course, we look at liquidation here too. Outside of the local resistance, we can see 139 to 140 as that larger, more macro perspective. Imagine having a profitable short at 140, being able to secure profits between 110 to 120, and now the price is halfway back from your trade. That just bugs me. Anyways, it bugs me because they didn't set profit targets. They literally just jumping in, hoping that the price of Litecoin goes to zero, and they're gonna take profit later. Meanwhile, they're getting eaten up on fees too. Don't bother, folks. Again, the system's made to ensure that we lose, right? We are the chum in the sea, right? So if you recognize that and understand, you got to get in the mind of a market maker or manipulator, depending on how you look at it. And if you know what they're going to do next, it increases your odds of success. While nobody truly knows, you can kind of narrow it down with these liquidation areas and recognize that, hey, there's a strong chance price is going to continue to go higher to destroy all shorts. Once that level has been swept, market makers are going to take their profit and just eat you up, right? So it's a losing battle. Only way to succeed is to be patient, wait for confirmation. I know it's difficult, but it's definitely doable. All right, anyways, liquidation delta is fully bullish now. No reason to short into this. It makes 0 sense. And I know some people have an infatuation with shorting coins that are overextended. That's just a dumb move, honestly. It's the worst thing you could do for yourself because overextension in this market means very little. There's more to trading coins than just trying to short the top and long the bottom, okay? While you might find some success with that, the market is very, very tumultuous lately. And if you're not securing profits, you're not trading correctly. Okay, anyways, this is open interest. This tells us a lot about the overall scenario here in which, where is the amount of positions the highest. So right now we've got a lot of folks. This is the wrong chart. Let's pull up Litecoin. Sorry, that's SUI. It's a pretty terrible chart, by the way. I don't recommend trading SUI to the upside right now. Anyways, I cover that regularly. So this looks a little more realistic here. We take a look at Litecoin. Again, we can see the areas of concentration of open interest. This is where people are hedged the most. So we got the heaviest position at 119, round number 120, and then 124 secondary to that. So 119, 124 are those two areas that we see the most amount of buying pressure. What that means for us is that's support. The price comes back to that level. We have good support because folks are going to continue to add to their position to be able to support that or to essentially maintain that. So keep in mind, while it's not exact science, that's something to pay attention to. And if you kind of look at this on the chart, The 119 is this guy here, and 124 is right here. So we got some decent support in the current channel just below the price action. And we look at the macro point of control too. We kind of zoom out, we see the most amount of volume right here at 102. Obviously that's probably not even going to be a consideration here soon, but the key takeaway here is that secondary to that 120 is that second outlier, right? We can see a lot of folks are adding at 120. So it reinforces we got support at 102 and 120, which is generally favorable. We're trading on the right side of the tracks if you consider going up. Now, if you're trying to consider a short with this coin, I got news for you. There's nothing here so far that I've seen that is bearish. We'll look at smaller time frames to identify maybe some cracks in the glass, but the truth is if you see one hidden bearish divergence on a one time frame and everything else is bullish, you're so stupid to try to trade into that. It's going to take a while for that to occur. You might get lucky if Bitcoin dumps, but for the most part, coins like this are super strong and there's a reason you don't short into it. We got a lot of confluence here at about 115. I'm rounding up a little. It's more like 113. But we see this 110 to 113 range with both moving averages hanging out. We're over 50 on the RSI, stochastic swinging up. MACD just MACD FU'd out. So this is all very positive stuff. And if you're not familiar with MACD FU, it's basically just something that I make up, taking MACD and adding FU at the end. You can fill in the gaps there if you want, but basically it's a false positive telling us that we didn't diverge. Just kidding, market makers to control prices going higher. Okay? Again, I can tell you what, this is not people like you and I, right? These are market makers buying heavy positions at specific areas. All right, anyways, take a look here at the 4-hour time frame. We are above all moving averages. What do you know? Check number 2, looking pretty good. We're over 50 on the RSI. Money flow index right there with the price action. Stochastic swinging up again. MACD converging. There's 0 reasons here to consider taking a short. If we take a look at fair value gap, there's a bit more of a gap upwards, about 134. While we didn't have our full-on fill for the fair value gap down as low as 105, I don't really think that's all that practical to consider that as a target, okay? The reason why is because we've broken this little range here. So if you can kind of see here, it might be easier if I highlight it in yellow, but you can kind of see this channel, right? Now that we've broken above, we're retesting as a potential support, so likelihood of bouncing off 125 and going up from here is higher, okay? That's generally how it's supposed to work. Again, when you break a trend, you break it by retesting it as a support. So hypothetically, you hold above 125 today. That'd be a very positive sign here, implying further upside. 1 hour time frame, Ichimoku Cloud, all green lights here, no reason to short this coin. So again, you might get lucky if you consider shorting this coin, and there's a good chance that you're probably going to short right now, or in a short, and you're going to find some success, and you're going to think that what I just showed you isn't relevant. The truth is, it is. I've been using this method for plus or minus 10 to 20 years. Obviously, it's been a little more refined in the crypto market last 5 years, but I can tell you that trading with confirmation is super important. And if you're trying to short into all this uptrend, all this bullish behavior, you're really just giving yourself a statistical disadvantage. Okay, and that's all there is to it. It's not like what I'm doing is right or wrong. This is totally invalidated in 24 hours, I'm sure. Price could be at 102 tomorrow. But the truth is it probably won't be because we have a lot of confirming factors here. Volume is telling us a lot. And we're in a very, very good position with this coin to consider further upside versus taking a short. So me personally, I like the price action here, looking quite favorable. It may actually be something I may consider trading here today. All right, I'll post a playout chart in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I'll update the charts, and they do look a little something like this if you're not familiar, where I kind of just give you insight on coins I'm planning to cover. Again, this is SUI. It looks absolutely terrible. At future reference, Solana looks a lot better. So if you're going to consider trading any coins, I would recommend Solana over SUI. Either way, Litecoin is also another one to consider. I hope you made sense, or I made sense of this. Hope you understood correctly, and we'll look forward to seeing the next one. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. We'll look forward to catching up with you later. Thanks again. Bye-bye.